Thanks for staying with us. It's Media Watch now with Olivia Salazar-Winspear, who's here to bring us all the latest. First off, from the campaign trail. What are people saying, Olivia?
Well, this is actually from the Almost campaign trail. This is an exclusive interview with Dominique Strauss-Kahn, remember him. Now, he's given an interview to The Guardian, giving his side of exactly what happened during the scandal in May of last year. Now, what happened to the Sofitel, which effectively took him off the campaign trail. And basically, the large news coming out of this interview is that he believes he was naive. He thought that Sarkozy's camp would never go as far as they did to sabotage him and to ruin his presidential hopes. But he thinks now that everything was orchestrated by Sarkozy's camp.
Oh, so he's pointing the finger of blame at elsewhere, is he?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
He says that the circumstances of his arrest were very suspicious, and he suspects that he was being he had been under surveillance for quite a few weeks before it happened.
Right, okay. Now, you also have got something to tell us about a social network for terrorists.
Social network for terrorists. It's not social network just for terrorists. It's also for former terrorists. Now, it's called Against Violent Extremism. This is a website that was set up by a group of NGOs and a prominent think tank, actually. Now, the idea is not just to get former terrorists together and have them make friends and meet up. The idea is to actually fight against violence, terrorism, and extremism by pooling all of this information and using it for peaceful initiatives.
Right, okay.
So they've got members from white supremacists to former members of Al-Qaeda. They've got about 400 members right now, but they're hoping to up that to about 500. And actually, Google collaborated on this site. So you can use the geolocalization, is it called that, tool to find your closest terrorist.
So basically they're using terrorists' experience to try and fight back against terrorism. Right. Now, some holiday snaps now that you've got to show me. What are they?
They're sadly not my own holiday snaps. These are taken by a French artist who's known as JR. He's, I'm not sure if you know who he is. He's very famous for doing large projects that include freeform photography, pasting, graffiti. He's done some really striking, enormous projects in all different parts of the world, from Brazil to Kenya to Cambodia. He even did some on the banks of the Seine. And he's now been on holiday, and he sent us some of his Instagram photos. Now, Instagram, of course, that very trendy application that you can sync with Facebook to have some retro photos and share with all your friends, except that he's been on holiday in North Korea. Now, these photos are very, very rare images from the country. Already, they're quite trendy. There you've got a little picture of Kim Il-sung, the founder of the party, that rules North Korea. And they're very rare pictures coming out of North Korea because they take photos of the military, of normal people going about their business without, for example, here you've got somebody in a bus, without their permission. And this is really unprecedented. Every guide you read to North Korea, every government literature tells you that you cannot photograph things that are not controlled or not sanctioned by the government, and you can't get them out of the country either. So I'm not sure how he actually managed to get these photos out of the country, but he did, and there they are on his Facebook page.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's Media Watch with Olivia Salazar-Winspear. Well, do stay with us. We've got more news and headlines coming up shortly.